Hey there, just a quick pickup video, but let me preface it by saying I used to go into Chapters Indigo to buy books. They have a section which is essentially discount section where you would, buy your $30 or $40 hardcover books for like $10. And I used to buy those all the time, and I've mentioned this before, I think. But once I started going to Salvation Army more regularly, or I had one in the vicinity that I could actually go to, and found out that those same type of hardcovers were going for about, I think it's $3 or $4. I essentially stopped going into Chapters Indigo. Kohl's, same company, because it was one of those things where, you know what, it would be very rare for me to find anything there that I wouldn't be able to get for that $3 or $4, because most of those discount $10 books are going to be the big authors and stuff, the Stephen Kings, the Anne Rices and such, Robert Jordans, etc. And most of those type of books, because they are mass produced, usually end up into, whether it's the Value Village or the Salvation Armies or stuff like that. So buying them at, not full price, but full discounted price didn't make any sense. And so I stopped going. But I will tell you one thing, even if you don't frequent it as much, it pays to go into your bookstores, because you never know what you're going to find. And I happened to find something that was absolutely amazing. This is from, it looks like it's from Octopus Books in the UK. And it's, for me, it was a no-brainer. I was going to buy it no matter what. Because it's not the kind of book that you're going to find generally in your secondhand stores very often. And this is a reprint. This was originally published in 1979 and then reprinted once in 2012. And for all of you Tolkien fans, if you happen to be in Canada and you happen to have a Chapters Indigo in your area that you don't necessarily go into very often, it is very much worth going into, because I managed to pick up the Guide to Tolkien's World of Bestiary from David Day, who's done a lot of the Tolkien stuff. He does, has a great, here, I'll pull up one of the pieces of art that's in there, right? And I managed to pick it up for $1. Talk about a great buy. You can't get any better than that. I don't even know what the price normally is. It looks like it's $12-something, which for a book like this is uber cheap as it is. $12.99. I don't know what. Oddly enough, it doesn't have any other prices on it. So normally they do. Normally books have the price printed right on them, but this one doesn't. So another Tolkien book. This is a great book with a lot of information about Tolkien's world and all that such. So like I said, if you're anywhere near one of those bookstores, and you should be if you're as long as you're not in a small rural village and such, as long as you're in any type of large town, city, you should have something relatively close. I mean, pretty much everywhere. And if not, take a look at your local bookstore, because clearly this went out, and it clearly went out as a mass production, and to get it for, just to get it in general. I think this is if you're a Tolkien fan, this is a book you should have in your collection. But if you can find it for $1 or even $5 or anything like that, I would consider it a great buy. So, yeah, that's it for today, guys. Just wanted to do this quick video, show you what I picked up. Let me know if you're into Tolkien. You know, did you watch all the Lord of the Rings movies in theaters? Did you go see the Hobbit movies in theaters? Did you go see it in 3D? Did you go see it at the, the 60 frames per second IMAX and 3D type thing? I did. I did see both times. I essentially watched and you know what? Talk about money grab, right? Saw both of them at the 3D 60 frames per second IMAX. Then I watched them in the regular 2D versions, simply because they haven't figured things out just yet for that 60 frames per second. And the 3D wasn't spectacular. It was good, but it wasn't spectacular. So you can get away with the 2D versions, or just the regular 3D versions if you like. You don't need to go to the 60 frames per second. I don't think that doesn't look pretty. Doesn't look pretty. CG portions look pretty, but the rest of it, not so much. But that's another discussion for another day, and I think I've had it before. So, till next video, guys, take care. Have a good one.